Well, the mood this morning, especially for the ruling All Progressives Congress, is that of excitement at their win after a very long weekend. Of course, the announcement of this result took about 72 hours before a winner was declared. And so to finally hear that Bola Tinubu had been declared the winner of this election, it's been a celebration at the camp of the All Progressives Congress. But on the other side, that's the opposition, the People's Democratic Party, the Labour Party, and the other candidates that contested for president in this election. They're crying foul, saying that there were discrepancies with the numbers that came in, and the use of the technology in this election was not what the Independent National Electoral Commission promised. So it's been mixed reactions across the various camps in this election.
Yeah, well, let's talk a little bit about the president-elect nonetheless, and then we'll get into some of the contestations. Bola Tinubu, what do we know about him and his political career?
Well, this is the first time he has actually contested to become the president of the country, even though he has made his intention to become the president of Nigeria. And when he even when he picked up the form to run for president, he had said that he felt that it was his turn because he has actively participated in bringing in President Muhammadu Buhari to power when they joined forces from different parties to form the All Progressives Congress. And so he felt that it was time for him to become the president of Nigeria. And he's a two-time governor of the commercial capital of Nigeria, that's Lagos State. He served there for about 8 years, and he has said that he believes that his experience in Lagos State has prepared him for leading Nigeria to to becoming a better country, and he has promised economic reforms to fight insecurity and some of the other challenges that the country is facing.
Yeah, at the same time, though, and let's get back to the contestations that you had touched on earlier, Ajeck. One of them, of course, also coming from the former president of Nigeria, former President Obasanjo, who is also the European Union observer, observing the elections, having criticized the process, saying, citing fraud and corruption. I mean, what's the narrative that's being shed coming out of a whole former president saying those words?
Well, it's not, these allegations are not just coming from the former president. We've also had other observers, election observers that came to monitor this particular election, talking about the late arrival of materials. And then they've also said that INEC was not really prepared for this particular election. The way it was carried out was not what INEC had promised and did not exactly follow the rules that were set for the conduct of this particular election. And he is joining forces with the opposition political agents who have called for the cancellation of results, especially in places where they felt that the results did not add up with what their agents had at the polling unit, which was the first point that the results were being collated before they moved to the local government level and then the state before they got to the National Coalition Center. However, the Election Commission has insisted that the numbers that it has is what Nigerians should refer to and not look at the numbers that they're seeing either on social media or elsewhere. But it has also said that if anyone has an issue with the results, they can seek redress in the courts, but they need to allow the process to come to a conclusion. And we saw the announcement of the winner in the early hours of today.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the results and seeing that Tinubu in some states won by well over 50%, but in a few, his results coming in at 40%. What are the other three candidates now going to do? That being Obi, Abubakar and Kwankwaso. Are they going to take this forward if they have issues with the process of the election?
Well, they have been protesting this result even before it was finally announced. A day before they walked out of the National Collation Center when the results from the state were being announced at the national level. And they even said that they have lost confidence in the chairman of the Election Commission, saying that he had been compromised, and they're saying that the results, they would not accept these results. They have also, there have been mentions of taking this matter to court to ensure that it is seen to its right conclusion, because they are alleging that what is being reported is not what they have based on the agents that they had sent on ground. And of course, they're also saying that the results that should have been uploaded using the technology was not done at the time that it was supposed to. So they felt like it gave room for manipulation of the results, and what is being presented, what was being announced at the collation center is not what they agree with. And so they decided to walk out of the collation center and saying that they would take this up legally.
Yeah, and just a quick correction from myself. There are 4 states where Tinubu's results come in at under 50%. Let's talk about what he does have to face, though, if he does continue and go on to be inaugurated as president of Nigeria. Priorities that he has to deal with in the country, the biggest challenges.
Well, during their campaigns, the top 3 candidates have always said that insecurity, corruption, and ensuring economic growth would be their key focus. Prior to the elections, Nigeria has been facing and is still facing economic challenges, insecurity in the northeastern part of the country that has gone on for over 10 years. We've had rising activities of armed groups in the north central and northwest part of the country, where armed groups kill and kidnap people for ransom. They've displaced so many people from their communities. We've had clashes with farmers and herders. We've also had agitations of secessionist groups in the southeastern parts of the country. And there's also the issue of record inflation, about 21.8% or thereabout. The unemployment in the country is about 33%. There's poverty. About 133 million Nigerians are in multi-dimensional poverty. So it's a lot of challenges that the president-elect, when he's being sworn in, will have to deal with. And there was also the issue of the cash crunch shortly before the Nigerians went to the polls, where the CBN came up with a policy for Nigerians to swap old Naira notes with new ones. But unfortunately, Nigerians have been unable to access this cash. And the CBN has not given any concrete reason as to why that is. The CBN came up with a policy to ensure that it stops inflation and to reduce the cash in the economy and encourage a cashless economy. But so far, that has not really been done. Economic analysts say that the implementation has been poorly done. So these are just some of the issues that the president-elect would have to deal with once he's sworn in a few months later this year.
All right, yeah, and I think the one certainly around the swapping of the Naira notes are going to continue being a big issue, but we'll keep a close eye on it. Ajeck, thank you so much for bringing us the latest today. Ajeck Mangut, our correspondent, speaking to us in Nigeria.